All right. You good?
Mhm.
It is 7 o'clock. It is November 10th, 2025. And at this time, I'm going to open the public hearing. And the public hearing is to consider calling an election to be held in the town of Iowa, Louisiana on April 18th, 2026 to consider, renew, and levy in perpetuity the 1% sales and use tax currently being collected for the following purposes. 1, maintenance and construction of streets, sidewalks, and street lighting. 2, maintenance and construction of sewage treatment facilities, systems, pumps, and sewer lines. And 3, general administrative and general fund needs. Do you have any questions or comments regarding the public hearing?
Is this, it's not allocated specifically for the police department, but this does include the police department?
It does include the police department, yes. Yeah, that one, if we didn't have that 1%, we'd all be in a bind.
Understood.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? All right. And that would be an ordinance amending. Okay, so the next thing we have is, there's no further comments. We have ordinance number 2025-05, an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2024-25 budget for the town of Iowa. Ms. Cindy, if you can explain that, we're amending the previous.
Yes, this is a public hearing to amend our 24-25 budget after our audit was done and our recommendations from the auditor to amend these funds.
Any questions? Any comments? Okay. All right, at this time, if there's no other comments or questions, we'll close this portion of the hearing. And at this time, I'm going to just go into a couple of comments for folks that may be tuning in via YouTube. We do have the water leak on, and this is a matter of housekeeping for the council. We do have the water leak at David and Thompson. We have been working with our engineers to try to get something taken care of on it. We are going to have to regroup on this particular project. They were asking, DOTD was asking us to move our water lines to the west side of Thompson, which means that we would have had to do underground boring underneath that state road in order to tie all the properties on the east side back in. So basically what that was going to do is put, we just don't have the money in the budget to do that total project like that. So what we're doing now is amending our engineering. We're getting our traffic plan in place, and we're literally just going to replace. We're going to fix the leak where it's at and hope we don't have another leak before next year on that same line. So we do have a very short section of line compared to the rest of the town that goes from the middle of David to the north to the lateral. And that is older lines in there with metal flanges. So basically what's happening is the bolts are rusting, and so it's losing the ability to hold that pressure, and that's where that leak's coming from. So currently what we're going to do is repair just where that leak is at. We're going to attempt to try to do that on a Saturday so that we do not interrupt the bank and being able to get in there and traffic in and off of David. So, okay. And we'll put out some notices ahead of time. But that, again, I just wanted to make the council aware of that as to where we're at with that particular project. The other thing too is for some of the council members, there's been several council that I've spoke with. We've had multiple issues over the years with mobile homes. And so part of the discussion that we've been having, especially with a couple of the landlords in town, the responsible landlords, we don't want to create any heartache for them. But one of the things that we did discuss is possibly having a moratorium on any new mobile homes moving into the town of Iowa for a select number of years. These are just thoughts. They're not actions that we're trying to take. We would like some discussion on it, but we feel that we probably need to get a little bit better handle on our ordinance for the mobile homes. And while we say that, we don't want to affect those who have rentals that are mobile homes. We still need to make sure that we take care of the folks that are that have those, and that we can work with them and maybe come up with a responsible landlord agreement on those, so that if they violate it, then they would fall out of that and would not be able to move anything in that particular time frame. So these are just conversations we're having, but I would like for you to kind of get back with me on that and see what your thoughts are, time frame. And I think it might be time for us to kind of consider that, even if it's a short-term moratorium until we can get that ordinance sorted. Additionally, one of the things that we had coming up, and I talked to a couple of council on this as well, fencing for the inner park within the Horseshoe. We have quite a few folks that have children that may be disabled in town, or some that are difficult to control unless you have a leash on them. I don't mean anything by that. Some kids just like to run, right? And so a lot of the concerns with some of the parents that we've heard from is that they are concerned about having them within that horseshoe with vehicles driving around and then darting out, whether it's kicking a ball or, just want to run to the other side of the restroom. So we've been looking at doing fencing around that, and I've been told that that's what folks would like to see done to keep our kids safe, at least the younger ones, from darting out into traffic. So if I just wanted to kind of let you know where we're headed with that. That's part of the monies that we're getting in from FEMA. We'll go back into the park, and that's one of those things we were allocating funds for. Okay. All right. I'm done with that. So at this time, we're going to do a call to order. And Mr. Julie Fonda.
Here.
Mr. Joe Becknell.
Here.
Mr. Daniel Hennigan. Here. And Mr. Gerald Guidry. Here. And Miss Vanessa Guillory is out sick. So we do have a quorum. At this time, we're going to have Mr. Joe, if you don't mind, we're going to stand and do invocation, followed by the pledge.
Please bow your head. Lord, thank you for this opportunity to gather. Guide our discussions with wisdom and help for us to listen to one another with open hearts and minds. Grant us clarity and a spirit of unity for a productive meeting. In God's name we pray.
Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You can be seated. My apologies, folks. Thanks for coming out. I know we got a small crowd, and there were a couple other things that I failed to mention. Real quickly, this is something that I was able to pick up 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is for our emergency evacuation route that came from Jeff Davis Parish Police Bureau. And so I think when I received this, they said, you finally broke the bank.
Not Jeff Davis.
Not Jeff Davis, I'm sorry, Cauchy Parish. Too many parishes on the brain today. But this is going to be really good for us for the emergency evacuation route. It is phase 1. So we're excited about it. I know it's been in the works for quite some years, and we're finally got some legs under this thing. So that. Also, for those that may not be in attendance tonight listening, we had a tragedy on Saturday, and I think all of us are taken back by losing Mr. Russell Hardy over the weekend. I think he was just the light of the town, and we're sure going to miss him. His funeral is tomorrow at 11. So I'm sorry. Next thing we have on the agenda is to adopt the agenda.
I move to adopt the agenda.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. All right, and we have approval of minutes as submitted for regular meeting October 13th at October 13th, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. All right, Ms. Cindy, if you don't mind if you go through the report of finance?
We are 4 months into our fiscal year budget. I find that this month is very good. We've done very well so far with our financials. Our general fund on page 9 reflects $148,449 deficit. And that's not really bad for general fund right now, being that we had paid all of our insurances and our other things, and we have not started receiving the revenues that we will receive toward December, January through March. The taxes, occupational license, beer and liquor permits, things like that. So I expect it to get better. And if we go on to fund sales tax 1, which is our water improvement fund, on page 12, our revenue over our expenditures has a $181,257 net revenue over the expenditure. So that's doing very well. Our year-to-date actual is actually $1,922,062. That is a reflection of the money we received from FEMA on our oxidation pond, and that's why we're having such a large net revenue. On parks and streets, of page 15 of the financials shows a deficit of $14,640. We have spent monies on our parks, bleachers. We've purchased bleachers. We've done some improvements and things that needed to be done, but that's why it came up a little deficit at the end of this month. But I expect that next month it'll level out. In our street department, in sales tax 2, on page 19, it shows a net revenue of $3,013.58 over expenditures. So we're doing pretty good there. We don't have a deficit. We're trucking along very well. Sales tax 3 is comprised of our drainage and our economic development. On page 22, it reports a deficit of $24,972. We have put a lot of money into drainage repairs this month. And that's the main reason why we have this little deficit. We've spent $57,000 in 1 month on drainage, making repairs. Not that it wasn't budgeted, because $400,000 was budgeted, but then we can go on to Fund 18 is our LCDBG fund, which is our demolition. We do not have any costs or revenues to report on this fund, but I do want to report that they have been busy doing the demolitions. I believe there may be only 4 structures left to demo. They have done all of the others,
Outside the abatement structures.
even including the abatement,
Okay.
even including the abatement structures. So,
There's 2 of those still left.
So if you go around town and you see these empty lots where these old structures were, you'll know that they're. So by next month, we should have some expenditures and revenues in that fund. And on to the last one is the water utility fund. The last page, 38. Shows a deficit of $10,704 for the month. Our year-to-date is a net revenue of $61,000. We did. We're still spending on a project, that sewer line in the park, that we're finishing up the project. There were a couple of invoices left. And there'll probably be one more because y'all did the, I believe it was at the last meeting, the clear lien certificate for Blake Hines. So, but other than that, are there any questions or?
My only question, you mentioned it several meetings ago, is once we develop or y'all, or whoever with a plan, the net fire insurance, it's at $200,000. And I know you mentioned that it's just, that's more than the whole budget that we have planned on it. You know, maybe next month or the following, we could get an update on where we have to go with that, or what the plan is.
Yeah, I know, regarding that, I know there's some inner workings I haven't been privy to with Calhoun Parish Police Church. As it is its own entity, right? And we're helping them basically when it comes to their paperwork and whatnot. But they're trying to figure out how to fix the fire department as far as that goes in that avenue. So we're hoping this is a 1 year off because of the fact that there was a lawsuit, there was FEMA involved with the properties, and that maybe the insurance company just kind of took a backseat and said, well, wait a minute, we don't want to get sued here. So you're gonna have to go find some other insurance. We're hoping that's what it is, so that when they come back to it, it's not gonna be that, I think it ended up being over $100,000.
103.
Yeah, 103,000. Well, and then 95. So
And then
we are
95.
closer to that $200,000 mark
Mhm.
for the total package of insurance, and their total budget's 182.
Yeah.
So they're in the negative right now. So, and my understanding is that the parish is working on something. They haven't given us any indications of what that might be. So.
And it was reported to the insurance commissioner also. So I don't know what they're doing with
The
it.
suit is still ongoing.
Mm.
We're handling it.
And then also too with the drainage, just to kind of give you another update on it. I know Miss Julie and I were talking a couple weeks ago regarding the gravity drainage lateral. And part of that you saw in here where we're showing that negative is some of that drainage we're doing. At this time, we fixed 3 cuts on the gravity drainage that was presented by some overflow some years ago, and it just continued to do that. We no longer have the overflow. We've got the pond under control now. But it had to be repaired. So we do have some additional issues when it comes to that with the gravity drainage, and it's something that I think we should visit as council to see what we want to do as far as moving this thing forward. It seems to take a lot of time I know talking with Miss Julie that there's been discussions on the gravity drainage for quite some years. And we're still at the same spot with that as we were, I guess, maybe 7, 8 years ago. So we need to get something done, and it may just come to the point where the council says, hey, we need it done. And we may have to do some type of a letter directing gravity drainage to go ahead and get that taken care of. Because we continue, we have Ms. Scheck-Snyder's property. She continues to lose her backyard. And that's been going on for at least 6, 7 years, I would think. So, and it's gotten really bad. The fence is falling in.
Is it district number 1 or 2?
What's that?
Is it district number 1 or 2?
4, isn't it? District 4. Gravity drainage you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Greg LaFleur is the engineer over that district. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. But those definitely need to be fixed. That's anytime we get high water, we've been very fortunate that lateral has not been full and flowing like we've seen it in the past. We've been keeping it clean on the other ends so that we don't have that backup. But if we're ever inundated by water, we're going to start seeing some more cuts on that. So we're going to have to do something with it. Again, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get long-winded on the drainage side, but I think it's relevant to what we were talking about. Okay. Any other questions? All right. All right. At this time, we're going to go to item number 2. Upon the completion of curator process for Nelson Miller property at 500 and 502 Railroad Avenue, motion to order cleanup of trash and debris and invoice costs to listed heirs, and to order demolition of structures at 502 Railroad Avenue to be paid by the 2023 LCDBG clearance program. Any questions or concern? Anybody want to speak on this property?
Well, I just about to clean all that property up. And then if you don't mind, I'll tear them 2 houses down, but God wanna finish his house. Wanted to fix the outside, do the roof and whatever on that. And then I'll do the inside.
Is it the only comments we have? Say where you at, Mr. Miller?
I'm on Railroad Drive.
No, but I mean, that's all you had to say?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
I mean, he just wanna fix his house,
Yeah,
and that's how I can tear the other 2 houses down.
yeah. I believe, Mr. Miller, we're way beyond that. We're way beyond that point. We have, I know this has been going on since the hurricane for sure. You know, about getting the property cleaned up.
Yeah.
So this right here is just that
Well, if you go and look, you'll see what I've done. But it's
Yes, sir.
it's
We
the
see-
idea, all the other churches was down, everything else, the school was down, all that was down. Cause I said, I ride all over town, I know
Yeah.
what's going on in town.
Yeah.
But it's the idea. Now,
Sure.
that's up to y'all. If y'all wanna destroy it, that's up to y'all. Now, the consequence of this, God said you tear the house down, he's gonna tear more than that down.
Mhm.
So it's up to y'all.
Yeah, we understand.
I
At least
said,
I
I'm
do.
hauling everything off, and the idea,
So,
and it ain't nothing for me to fix the house. He just told me not to fix it till he got him a place to lay his head. And then he said, when y'all give him the house over there, he said, now we're gonna go back and fix his house.
all right,
So it's up to y'all. If y'all want
Okay.
to do it, you know.
All right.
I mean, y'all have to talk to him. Y'all just got through talking to him, so
all right,
it's up to y'all decision.
all right.
Cause I'm only a worker. I
Mhm.
just do what he tell me to.
Okay,
Tell me do nothing, for nothing, I do it for nothing. I said, he said, cause you don't belong to yourself. When I come drive the world, you belong to me to do as I say.
okay,
So, I mean, I just leave it
All right.
up to him.
all right, thank you. Any other comments or questions on that property? All right, do we have a, I'm sorry,
You too.
thank you.
Good night. How you doing, man? How you doing?
You need
All right, so we need a motion to order cleanup of trash and debris and invoice costs to listed heirs and to order demolition of structures at 502 Railroad Avenue to be paid by the 2023 LCDBG clearance program.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay,
so I'm asking on the trash and debris, it says to invoice
Yes.
cost to the listed heirs.
correct.
What happens when they do not
If,
the charges for this?
if it's not paid, then a lien will be put on the property. Okay. All right, so the next thing we have is a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-05, an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget for the town of Highway, Louisiana. This is what we were talking about in the public hearing. Any questions?
I move to adopt ordinance 2025-05.
Second,
All in favor? Any opposed? That motion carries. Number 4, motion to approve resolution 2025-14, a resolution ordering and calling a special election to be held in the town of Iowa, Louisiana on May 16, 2026, or such other election date prescribed by the legislature of the state of Louisiana as an alternative to such date in accordance with law to authorize renewal of a certain sales and use tax by the town, and making application to the state bond commission in connection therewith.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-14.
second,
All in favor? Any opposed? And that motion carries. Okay. Number 5, a motion to approve resolution 2025-15, a resolution requesting financial assistance from the state of Louisiana to the fiscal year 25-26 local government assistance program and community water enrichment fund program. Do you have any questions or comments on that? Okay.
I make that motion to approve resolution 2025-15.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And motion carries. Number 6, a motion to approve agreement between Calhoun Parish Sheriff's Office and Town of Iowa for the purpose of ad valorem tax collection. Any questions or concerns on that? All right.
I move to approve the agreement between the Calhoun Parish Sheriff's Office and Town of Highway for purpose of tax collection.
Second,
All in favor? Any opposed? And that motion carries. And number 7, motion to approve cooperative endeavor agreement by and between the Parish of Calcasieu Combined Anti-Drug Team and Town of Iowa effective July 1st, 2025 until June 30th, 2026 for the purpose of reimbursement of overtime hours worked by police officer for narcotics investigator up to $800 per month. Any questions or comments?
I move to approve the CEA by between the Parish of Calcasieu, TAT, and the Town of Iowa effective July 1st until June 30th, 2026.
second,
All in favor?
aye,
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Number 8, motion to approve resolution 2025-16, a resolution to declare property as surplus.
I'll make that motion to approve resolution 2025-16.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 9, motion to approve resolution 2025-17, a resolution donating movable surplus property to a political subdivision, City of Crowley. And just for the backstory on this, we have a couple of aerators that we had in the oxidation pond. One was, the floats actually gave out. We tried to get those repaired and nobody could do them properly. We've got another unit in there that was actually going out, but the town of Crowley, or the city of Crowley, actually uses that particular make and model, which is discontinued. So we have since replaced our failing aerators with new, different brand. So we no longer have a need of those, and that's what these are about. Okay.
I'll make that motion to approve resolution 2025-17.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Number 10, motion to approve resolution 2025-18, a resolution donating movable surplus property to a political subdivision, town of Kinder. Chief, would you like to explain? You don't have to, you can if you want.
It's just some obsolete equipment and our old watchdog cameras we don't use, and they still use them, so it's kind of the same thing.
Same thing. Okay, well, cool.
I move to approve resolution 2025-18.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. All right. Folks, the next thing we have is adjournment.
Make a motion with adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And we are so adjourned. Thank you, folks, for coming out.
So for the Gravity Drainage District, I just checked. When we consolidated them, now we're underneath highways, underneath District 2.
District 2.
And so Rusty's
That's
the council for District 2, and District 1. I don't know exactly